Hi, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the rise of jazz in the early 1915s throughout. Let's talk about the Harlem Renaissance, which became the development of the Harlem community in New York City as a black cultural mecca. Within the early 20th century and the subsequent social and artistic explosion that resulted, lasting more or less from the 1910s throughout the mid-1930s. The length is taken into consideration a golden age in African American way of life, manifesting in literature, music, degree performance, and art. The northern Manhattan community of Harlem became supposed to be a higher class white community inside the 80s, but rapid overdevelopment led to drained homes and determined landlords searching to fill them. In the early 1900s, some middle elegance black households from another neighborhood known as Black Bohemia moved to Harlem, and other black households observed some white citizens to begin to fight to keep African Americans out of the region. However, failing that, many whites ultimately fled. Outside elements led to a populous increase from 1910 to 1920. African American populations migrated in big numbers from the south to the north, with outstanding figures like W.E.B. Du Bois leading what became known as the Great Migration. In 1915 to 1916, when the rise of jazz was most common, natural disasters within the south placed black people and sharecroppers out of work. Additionally, for the duration of and after World War I, immigration to the United States fell, and northerly recruiters headed south to lure black workers to their companies. By 1920, a few 300,000 African Americans from the south had moved north, and Harlem turned into one of those maximum popular destinations for these households. The significant population shift resulted in a black pride movement, with leaders like Du Bois running to make certain that black Americans were given the credit score they deserved for cultural areas of lifestyles. Two of the earliest breakthroughs had been in poetry, with Claude McKay's collection Harlem Shadows in 1922 and Jean Toomer's Cane in 1923. Civil rights activist James Weldon Johnson's The Autobiography of an Ex-Colored Man in 1912, observed by using God's trombones in 1927, left their mark on the sector of fiction. Novelist and Du Bois protege Jesse Redmond Fawcett's 1924 novel There's Confusion explored the idea of black Americans locating cultural identification in a white-ruled Manhattan. Anthropologist and folklorist Zora Neale Hurston courted controversy through her involvement in a book referred to as Fire. Helmed with an aid of white writer and Harlem writers, customer Carl Van Vechten, and filled with works from prolific black writers consisting of Langston Hughes, Zora Hurston, and Aaron Douglas, the mag exercised the lives of Harlem citizens. Van Vechten's preceding fiction stirred up interest among whites to visit Harlem and take advantage of the subculture and nightlife there. Though Van Vechten's paintings changed into condemned with the aid of older luminaries like Du Bois, it changed into embraced with the aid of Hurston, Hughes, and others. Poetry, too, flourished during the Harlem Renaissance. County Cullen was 15 while he moved to Harlem, home of Reverend Frederick A. Cullen, the pastor of Harlem's largest congregation, in 1918. The neighborhood and its way of life informed his poetry, and as a university scholar at New York University, he obtained prizes in a number of poetry contests earlier than going on to Harvard's Master's Software and publishing his first volume of poetry color. He followed it up with Copper Sun and The Ballad of the Brown Girl, and went on to write down plays as well as youngsters' books. Colin obtained a Guggenheim Fellowship for his poetry and married Nina Yolande, the daughter of W.E.B. Du Bois. Their wedding turned into a main social occasion in Harlem. Colin's critiques of Robert Journey Mag, which ran underneath the column Dark Tower, targeted on works from the African American literary and protected a number of the most important names of ages. This was Jedi Solomon with a narration of poetry and music in African American life from 1915 onwards. Thank you.